Unfortunately, last night or early this morning, we lost a legend, and that is Dr. Dobson. I grew up listening to Dr. Dobson on Focus on the Family radio. Loyally married through his entire career, Dr. Dobson was a culture warrior. He did it with great joy and whimsy. You see, Dr. Dobson, he stood for the family and for biblical Christian values, while there was the big push for gay marriage, the big push for premarital sex, the big push for all the sexual anarchy that has really infected our nation. Dr. Dobson, he finished well. He didn't just advocate for these things. He had real technical advice on how to be better parents. He would run infomercials on how to biblically parent your kids. He would famously say, you spell love to a kid T-I-M-E, time. It's an attitude. I'll never forget, I got a chance to spend a good amount of time with Dr. Dobson at his retreat, and I saw him last at his retreat back in Colorado Springs. In the midst of the election, I made time to go see him. I'm so glad I did. And the first thing and the last thing he always says to me, he says, I know, Charlie, I know you're changing the world and you're doing God's work, but those kids of yours, they need you. And don't forget that. That daughter needs you. That son needs you. So you better go make time. Kind of in a very forceful, fatherly, biblical way. Let's play cut 483. The legend, Dr. James Dobson.
It's love to tell a person the truth.
Well, who was our model? Christ was our model.
Absolutely.
He was certainly not intolerant, or he was not tolerant of sin. He called
Not
it
at
by
all.
its name.
And he's the one that said, it's the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
If you do, you have to take the heat that comes with it. I mentioned the universities. There's going to be tremendous pressure, even on Christian colleges.
Dr. Dobson ran the race well, as it says in 1 Timothy. He finished well. And let us that be the goal for all of us as we remember David Horowitz and John MacArthur and now Dr. Dobson. So many legends are passing away, and it is a beautiful legacy. He never wavered.
If you were going to give one last talk, you knew that you could only speak one last time, what would you talk about?
I would talk about the theme of that book, which is winning your children to Christ.
Your legacy, the greatest gift.
I've written 35 books or so, and all of them point toward this one way or the other. That's the capstone of my professional life.
If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
Why?
Why what?
Yeah, why indeed? There's so many questions you can't answer.
That's right.
Jesus asked it.
Yeah.
Jesus asked. That ought to bring comfort to those who say, why would you do this to me? Jesus asked the same question.
My God, why have you forsaken me?
And why is such a relevant question,
Right.
because God never answers it.
Right.
He will not be accountable to man.
What would an older James Dobson, what would you say? Here's what I've learned in life. Here's what you need to know.
2 words.
Yeah.
Finish strong. I see. We see the patriarchs of the Bible, Samson, Solomon,
Yes.
David, so many of them, Hezekiah,
Yeah.
who lived a godly life
Yeah. It's true.
and then fell.
That's right.
And I realize it could still happen to
Yeah.
me. Finish strong.
Yes. It's so true.
I'm sure their reflections will help you appreciate who Dr. Dobson was and how God used him to touch lives for Jesus Christ.
John, we want to begin with Dr. Dobson's cousin, the late Reverend H.B. London Jr. They were very close, like brothers, they would refer to each other. And Dr. Dobson eventually asked H.B. to lead our outreach to pastors here at Focus on the Family, which he did for many, many years.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hear in this recording H.B. reflecting on how motivated Dr. Dobson was as a young man.
You know, growing up with Jim Dobson, you could tell, though, that his personality and his character and And his drive, especially when we got to college, would take him to places that most people would never know, and it surely did. There was a resolve in him that if he had a goal or if he had something in front of him, that nothing was going to stop him. He was going to move forward regardless of the obstacle. And so he had this boldness that came from I don't know, maybe it's his parents or just from his own instincts about the culture and about the family. And regardless of what the opposition said, I mean, he might internalize it, but it was though when he got criticized for what he really believed, it just kind of turned him on to be even stronger. And almost like the Apostle Paul or John the Baptist or whomever, you know.
Yeah, take it on.
Yeah, he just said, okay, I'm willing to put my neck on the line for this.
Reflections from the late Reverend H.B. London Jr.